Soul family. It's a little bit later in the morning because I was working with a private client, but what a beautiful day. Look at, I see my fan, I stepped over it. I'm a little clumsy. I'm like a new colt, right? I'm gonna get the long legs and trip over myself. What a beautiful day. Look at that, just a little bit of puffy clouds in the sky. Heaviness is gone, right? It's fresh. Oh, this is such perfect weather. Fall is the best time. It really is. Spring and fall, fun. Although, you know what? Shoot, I like every season. I was just saying, I love Sedona in the winter when it snows, right? I love Sedona in the fall. I love Sedona in the spring. I don't love Sedona when it's boiling hot. I don't love anywhere when it's boiling hot. But there are places I love every season. It's got to be something good to every season, right? All right, so we're still struggling here. I don't know about this one. This one might have been just too far gone. My landlord did a number on it. I don't know. This one's doing great though, right? And the little tree is kind of floppy over here. Sometimes, you know, the trees, I may have to cut it back like a rose bush. I haven't decided yet. You know, he did that to my pansies while I was gone. He's like, yeah, they're not doing very well. I'm like, yeah, you freaking killed it. But this is still good. Look, it's still sticking up. It's a little bit weak on the edges, right? Because I probably should trim it back to right here. I think I will. Because the tree is trying to put all of the effort into holding all of this together, where that's too much for it to carry. So it's kind of like us, you know, sometimes we have to trim things back a little bit because we're trying to do too much and it's exhausting us and nothing really thrives. So trim back what the dead wood, trim back what doesn't work, what we actually don't need right now. It's kind of like, it's exactly like with rose bushes. You have to trim them back hard. These guys are growing. Now the ones that have the light are growing stronger. They're growing taller, right? These ones are little. He had them over there, not getting any light at all. He's gotta love and nurture. All right, so today I heard Faerytale Oracle, which is interesting. I gotta water things big time out here. I don't know. Ooh, look at this little baby. Look at the green. Ooh, new growth. Now one whole side is just like not happy, right? So I'm gonna trim that off. I gave it love from the acorn man. Hi, Mama's chicken. She's not doing too great. She's not eating her food. So I'm asking Spirit what she needs. I may go back to her original food and just stop with the fancy stuff and just give her the meat and potato stuff, and you know, let her have it, see it, and that's what it is. You know, sometimes you just need the meat and potatoes. Want to say hi to Merlin? He's looking freaking sexy. Ooh, Merlin, you're such a beautiful boy. Hi, Panu. All right, so we go to, oh yeah, see? I always have to come in here because we got to get this. I swear we got to start with this every single day, right? All right, so I heard Faerytale Oracle and I heard Vampire, but I thought, you know what? I don't want to deal with the vampires today. And that's a real loud message just to the universe in itself. So Faerytale, and life can be a fairy tale, right? Sometimes people think, oh, that's just a fairy tale. That could never happen. Oh, yes, it could, and yes, it will. And oh, look at, we're going to work with the unicorns. We're just going to work with them. Unicorns are about magic and about seeing things in a positive light. Hold on, let me grab my licorice root. Nummy nums. All right, let's do this together without tripping and falling and breaking my crystal singing bowl. All right. Yeah, we don't need that to happen. All right, so today, the items that you're going to choose from are going to be Lily's carpet. I got to wash I vacuumed Lily's carpet this morning. But she's got a little bit of sticky stuff on it. I know. So this carpet actually is really, really soft. It's really, it feels like, it feels good. And she deserves the best, right? On her little old bones. So we're going to give her this. One of these choices today is going to be this carpet. The other one is going to be her Chaise lounge. Right, Princess Lily? Right, honey chicken? Everybody look at her and send her love. Send her healing love because she needs it. She's really skinny again. She did this the same thing last year at this time. So whoever she represents, she's in a cycle, right? And at this time, she needs some loving in her life. And it's really important that she gets attention, special attention and love. So that would be me. That would be my twin. That would be you. So we've got, Lily's going to be one too. That's one of our choices. I choose her. I love her. And the Foo Dog. This is the Japanese Foo Dog. That was my mother's. It guards my house. It keeps us safe. It guards Lily. Right? It's okay, Mama's girl. Yeah, I love you. We're going to give you nummy nums. I have this food here. And she likes the gelatin that's in the top of it, but she won't eat it. And I have to literally stick it on her tongue so that she knows. You know what? Maybe I'll have some. No, you won't? All right. I'll have to give it to Master Liger. Oh, that's a message to my twin, isn't it? Okay. Master Liger. It's kind of like people, right? We got to figure out what is it. What is it that does the trick? Not everything does the trick. I'm not going to eat just anything. I'm not going to take just anything. I mean, as far as relationships, as far as anything. I know what I want. I just have to figure out what it is that Lily wants. Right? So I'm asking that. Oh, it smells good out here, you guys. Yummers. Okay, let's start with this. It's interesting. I wondered if that would bother Lily, her ears, but it doesn't seem to. I had some messages in my dreams and in my lucid meditation this morning. I heard, I am your old blind, no, I said, by the power vested in me, I am your old blind mother. And I thought, what? By the power vested in me, I am your old blind mother. And I thought, that's interesting. And then I had a video pop up that I've shared before. And it's that black actor that pretends to be a woman, right? He's a man, actually, but he dresses like a woman. And he's sitting there talking to his grandson about relationships. I basically I titled it Sage Advice, because this is definitely a sage. And this person was talking about how she was saying about relationships. And some people are like leaves. Right? They're deciduous. They're meant to fall off. You didn't know that. You thought that was supposed to stay in your life forever, but you didn't realize that that person just came into your life for a lesson. And it was going to fall off and blow away, dry up. So sometimes people, and she said, and that's sad because some of you married them thinking that that's where you're supposed to be, but it isn't. They were just meant to be there for that lesson. And you're wondering why it's all dried up and it doesn't feel right, because it was never meant to stay. And then there's those ones that are like a branch. They're there. Okay, I gotta show you this. This literally shot out and landed on the table, so that's clearly our message. Then there's ones that are like a branch. And these ones are saying, hey, I'll be here for, they reach out to you, right? I'll be here for you, I'll support you. And you trust them and you crawl out onto that branch, and then the branch breaks and they're gone. You're like, thanks a lot, right? But then there are ones that are like the roots. The roots that are dug down deep. And I'm talking about the giant sequoia. They can grow in 3 feet of soil. A 500-foot tree can grow in 3 feet of soil, but their branches aren't what do it. Their roots spread out and they grip the earth. They make sure that tree is grounded. But it's the roots. It's the roots that you need. I can plant a plant like this one. Right, the roots weren't strong. He'd pretty much killed it. The roots are exposed. Actually, I'm looking at them here. They need to be underneath. But this one was being run over on the highway. But I pulled it far enough that I pulled it out so that there were fine little roots that were everywhere, and I planted it because it had roots. When it's rooted, it's going to take, it's going to be strong. Those are the people in your life that are going to stick around. They're there for the long haul. You can count on them. This is a little iffy, right? The roots are kind of eh. I had roots, but they weren't very healthy. This one has roots. Those people, the people in your life that are rooted, people that they're steady Eddie, you hold on to those people. I thought that was so amazing, you know? You might have a beautiful flower on the outside. You might have a showy display on the outside, but you don't have any roots, and it's going to die. You don't have any depth. You don't have any longevity. Okay, so here we go. Sorry about the crunchy noises. I was trying to plug in my phone. So starting at 10 minutes and 53 seconds, the message that you get is the 12 dancing princesses. And that's going to be for the ones who chose Lily's carpet. Lily's fuzzy carpet. Okay? I'm laughing. Missy, you're going to laugh when you see this because you know what the carpet represents. So we have Lily's carpet. We've got Lily's Chaise lounge. We've got the Foo Dog. I guess we have 3. I don't think I picked anything else, did I? Interesting. Okay. No, Lily. We got Lily too. All right. So the 12 dancing princesses, enchantment. 21. Well, there's been a graduation of some sort. Somebody's graduated from an aspect of their life. This story is about a king that has 12 daughters. They're beautiful daughters, one each more beautiful than the other. Now, there's a reason we're seeing 3 crows flying by. Oh, no, they're not. There's 4. One down there at the bottom, you didn't see him, but he's there, which means angels, they're all around you. You're completely guided, protected, and loved. There's no reason for fear. You didn't see the 4th one down there. Didn't mean he wasn't there. Message in that. I didn't see you, but I knew you were there. Look at the colors. Totally coordinating. That's a message in itself. There's love, there's grounding, there's passion, there's truth, there's spirituality. Wow, there's everything. This is my twins hacky sack. It's all represented in the flowers here. So these girls, the king's daughters, they were beautiful. One of them you looked at and you'd think, wow, beautiful. The next one was even more beautiful. They're all that way, all the way. They all slept in the same room. And at night, the king, their father, locked them in their bedroom. And then he bolted the door shut. But every morning when he would open up the door, he would see their dancing shoes and that they were worn from dancing. So the story is there were rules. There were very strict rules about these girls. These princesses are not doing what they're supposed to. They were dancing. They were dancing around, free. Their job is not about dancing. They had a job. They had something expected of them. They were to be married. They were to be married off to an elite society. They had something expected of them. And they were supposed to breed like horses and have more children to carry the family line, right? They were wise. They were obedient. They were delightful. They were taught to be all of these things. And then we see 3 doves, which speak about love, prophecy, fulfillment, relaxing, taking a breath, soulmate connection. And you'll understand why they showed up just now. So these princesses weren't any of the things that they were supposed to be. They were free. They danced at night. They escaped the bonds of marriage every single night. They danced in their own magical shoes. And their king, their father, was frustrated with them because he wants new blood coming into his kingdom. He wants the family name carried out, right? So he offers his daughters to any man who can discover what makes them vanish. Every night they disappear into this dancing kingdom. And if the guy can't figure it out, the failure to figure out how they escape and go off into this dancing kingdom is death. So they have to be a very courageous one that's going to come forward. So the princesses, when they go dancing at night, there are fields of dead bodies because these ones have not been able to find out how they were able to disappear into this freedom, the space of freedom in their dreams. But then, of course, there's going to be one that's going to come along, and he's very courageous and he's very intelligent. He's charming and he's healthy and he solves the mystery and he breaks the spell. He figures out. So then, of course, because of this, the princesses, they found out how they were able to escape, and they were basically punished. Their dancing shoes were taken away from them, and they had to begin their role as a princess, a mother, a nurturer, whatever was expected of them from the king. So other people might think, you know, what's so wrong with that? You know, why should they be dancing their life away? And they should be mothers, and they should be carrying on the family name. There's the responsibility expected, and this is important. They come from a royal line. And yet, their greatest joy is to dance. That's not what they wanted. It's what their father wanted. But you won't carry on the family name. My daughter is the last of her family's line. So she kept her father's last name along with her name, and gave my grandson a hyphenated name with that in it so that the family line could go on. It's really important for a lot of people, but some people choose not to have kids. Some people choose to be with people that aren't able to have children. And what if you're the last of the family line that can carry on the family name? Or what if you're the eldest in the family, and you were expected to be the one to have the family line carried on? But that's not what your choice was. This is kind of where we were at. So these princesses, they longed to be free. That's what they wanted. They wanted to be free to dance and to learn and to travel and to dream. They didn't want to have to be the wife, the mother, or the husband, the father, the one that carried on the family name, that carried on the family business, right? It could go both ways. So basically what this is in order for you to give up something that you want or that's of value to you, it's got to be something of much more value and worth, right? If you have a dream, if you had an idea, if you had something, and you're going to give that up, like maybe your freedom. Some people really are afraid to commit because they're to anything, a project, a relationship, a marriage, anything, because they feel like they're going to lose their freedom. They've got that wanderlust in them. I get that. I'm a gypsy, right? I love to be free. We all want to be free. But you can have freedom in relationships. You just have to be in a relationship with somebody who respects freedom and respects that I don't have to tell you everything that's on my head, right? I like to have my alone time too. And you need to respect my boundaries, and just because I'm married to you doesn't mean you own me or that I own you. There needs to be interpersonal freedom in relationships for relationships to thrive. Everyone needs to feel free. Marriage or a commitment isn't bondage. It isn't a prison sentence. If it is, you're in the wrong place. Now that was just emphasized by the crow, right? So, if you're contemplating giving up on a dream that you have, I wanted to travel the world, but then I met this person that just blew my socks off, and I thought, you know what? I still want to travel the world, but I want that person with me. Now, if we come together, it's not going to be as easy for me to travel. I think about my twin and I when we were running along the beach, and he was running ahead of me, and I was running behind him trying to keep up, and my feet kept sinking in the sand. Meaning, think about it now, sinking in the sand would be, I'm getting rooted, right? I'm grounding. I'm sinking into the sand as almost like more of a stationary aspect. And he kept looking back at me as he ran ahead of me. I would try to get up and run, but then I would sink down into the sand. Now, think about this too. It doesn't have to be that was me. It could have been him. I don't know. Maybe one's always running free and the other one is sinking in the sand. But there was a great wave that was growing behind us. It was huge, massive. And we were both trying to outrun this wave of emotion. Finally, my twin turned around and he came back and he picked me up and he carried me. Now, with the weight of me on him, he sunk further in the sand. It was harder for him to run. But he still wasn't going to leave me. And he carried me, and when he carried me, the great wave came and it lifted us. We didn't drown in that great wave. We allowed it to lift us up to spirit. So it's the same thing with my grandson when I was teaching him how
He needed to come out a little deeper into the ocean. He was getting pummeled by the waves, these waves of emotion smashing him on his head. But he was afraid to go deeper. He was comfortable at that place. He could touch the bottom. That was as far as he was willing to go. He was comfortable there, kind of like in a relationship, right? I'm comfortable where we're at. I know you like me. I can tell that you like me. I can check in on you, but I still have my freedom. I don't have to commit to this relationship. I feel comfortable where I'm at. This is as far as I'm willing to go. But these waves keep smashing my head. I'm not really satisfied. It's my fear that says that I'm comfortable here, but I'm actually in a very uncomfortable place. So I said to my grandson, you need to come out a little bit deeper to where you can barely reach. And he's like, no way, man. I'm going to lose my grip. I'm going to slip. The waves are going to take me away. No, they're not. Look at me. Yeah, but you're taller than me. I'm not expecting you to go out as far as I'm going. I'm expecting you to go out as far as you can go and still touch your feet to the ground. Trust me. I put my hand out. That's what Spirit said. Trust us. Follow your heart. What is your heart telling you? Don't push away what your soul's been longing for. Embrace it. Right? So finally, as I hold my hand out, and he knows I'm not going anywhere, I said, look, if the waves come and you're not strong enough to hold yourself up, I will carry you. I'm strong. I can swim. So I proved myself to him. I proved that I could do that. He could see that every time the wave came, he got smashed, but I was riding the wave and I was strong. So finally he trusted me, and he came out deeper, and I said, hold my hand. And he reached out and he held my hand, just like Spirit says to us. Trust us. Take the leap of faith, right? So I said, okay, now the wave's going to come. I'm warning you, the wave's going to come. Here it comes. When it comes, I want you to relax. Don't fight the wave. This is the same thing with our emotions, our feelings, even sadness, even fear. Waves that come. The waves will pass. That as the wave comes, let go, surrender, and allow it to lift you. And I said, and so he felt it happening, and I said, and I was holding on to him, that's why he trusted. I said, lay your head back and put your arms out like you're flying, like an angel. So he did. And I said, now watch, when the wave passes, it's going to set you right back down on your feet very gently, and you'll be able to touch the ground. And then when the next wave comes, you're going to relax, allow it to lift you, and you can learn. This is how you learn how to ride the wave. You don't fight the wave, you ride the wave. And he did it. He was so excited, he wanted to run back in and show his mom. So his mom comes out, she wouldn't come out further. No way, man, I'm going to get squished. She's not a very strong swimmer. He goes, no, you got to understand. So in seconds, my grandson went from being the student to becoming the teacher. He learned that lesson. Well, my twin realized, if I go back and I pick her up, I'm not going to be able to travel as fast. But I'm not going to fight this wave of emotion, because that wave of emotion is bliss, and it lifted us up to Spirit, and together we went. And we didn't even have to work our way there. We didn't have to swim. We didn't have to struggle. We were lifted by that beautiful wave of emotion. So if you're going to give something up, make sure it's worth it, right? If you're going to take up a responsibility, make sure that you know who you're sacrificing your dream for, and that they're worthy, because it is a sacrifice. We have to give up something in order to have something. I have to give up my sleep in the morning in order to get up and go exercise, right? It's a trade-off. But if I don't get up and exercise, my body's going to suffer. I'm not going to get my body into shape, right? I have to give up the chocolate and the carbs if I want to keep myself slim, right? There's a sacrifice to be made. There always is. So whatever you're sacrificing, whatever you're giving up, make sure that it's worthy. Make sure that who you give it up for and what you decide to commit to is worthy of the sacrifice that you're making. Or are you making a sacrifice for someone or something that was a leaf that was just meant to fall off, like a deciduous tree, and blow away? Or a branch that promised that it would be there, but as soon as you took a step out on it, it crumbled. It wasn't there for you. Are you continuing to hold on to that and feed into that and give your allegiance to that? No. Why would you do that? That contract is broken. Remember I told you that one cord? It was breaking, and it broke. It was broken. All three of cords would be replaced by one. There's a message in that. One that would do all that all three would do, now one will do. And now as we say that, we see one crow flying forward. Find the one that's worth throwing the other cords away. You only need one to plug into one to get a charge, right? Find the one that has the length that allows you to stretch out and allows you freedom, like this cord. This cord allows me to move around, go all over the place. Look how far away I can get with this cord. I'm still attached, but I have freedom with this attachment. I'm not bound to the wall or to a fence post, to a job or to something or someone that does not allow me freedom of movement, of expression, of being who I am. I want to be connected to a power source that charges me sexually, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, that I laugh, that I feel supported, that I feel comfortable. I want carpet that's soft under my feet, that makes me feel like I'm standing on solid ground, but it feels good. It's not hard, it's soft. It feels like home, right? You want that in work, you want that in a relationship, you want that in friendship. My client today, I said, I wish I lived closer to you. I would love to go hiking. She's got this wolf dog and she hikes, she lives in Mammoth Lakes, June Lake area. It's beautiful. She rides horses. She's super cool. I said, I wish I lived closer to you. Your energy is so amazing. That's the energy that I want to be around, right? We have to make choices and make sure we're choosing the right way and make sure that we're choosing us first, not the responsibility, not someone else's idea of what it should be. Well, my mother and father want me to carry on the family name, and if I'm with this girl, we won't have any kids. Well, you could always adopt a child, but maybe you don't want to have kids. Maybe that's not your dream. Maybe that wasn't your purpose in life to come here. Make sure that you're not obeying someone else's rules that don't jive with your soul's contract. If you are making sacrifices that are not worthy, let them go. And if you want to have your freedom, give up the fact that you're going to have a true love partner in your life, because you can't have both. You can have interpersonal freedom, but you're not going to have someone that's going to be loyal, loving, and committed to you if you don't give them back the same, because they deserve that. The king wants his children to obey them, but the king also wants their happiness. Until they meet the one as worthy for them to give up their freedom, they'll play this role. But when the one comes along that is worthy of them, their father wants them happy. What did the father say when he came home? The boy, the man who fell at his father's feet and found me in his father's house. He thought his father was going to be mad that I was hidden there and that he had run off. And what did the father say? He picked him up, held him out like a newborn kitten, because he was now starting over in a different way in his life, a new aspect of his life. It was going to be all brand new to him. What did he say when he discovered that I was there hidden in his house? That man watched me watch his son. That man knew how much I loved his son, just like he did. And he said, don't you know? All I ever wanted was for you to be happy. Whatever makes you happy makes me happy. That's what our Father says to us. Maybe that's not what the king says. Maybe that's not what your physical father says. But that's what the Father who created you says. Don't you know all I want is your happiness? Follow your heart. Find the one that you want to dance with during the day and also during your dreams. Because right now, you've only been dancing during your dreams together. You're in harmony in your dreams, but bring that into reality. Find the one worthy. Find the one that you want to dance with during the day. There's only one. So at 29 minutes and let's see how many seconds. We're going to go to the Magical Unicorns. And we're going to go to Lily's Chaise Lounge. I love this Chaise Lounge. She does too, clearly. It's comfortable, it reclines. I got it for free and I painted it and it's so stinking cute and it's old-fashioned. Got the cushions on sale for, what, 13 bucks? Don't even get to see them because Lily's hair, but only the best for my princess, right? And only the best doesn't mean it has to be the most expensive. It's just what's the best for you. Ooh, here we go. So at 29 minutes and 54 seconds, for those who chose the Chaise Lounge, happy thoughts. To feel happier right now, think about a happy memory or something else that makes you feel good. You see that unicorn right there with all those puffy clouds? I'm above the clouds. I'm above the sun and the clouds. You're up there pretty high on that mountain. There's a castle that's higher. Elevate your thoughts is what it's showing you. Puffy clouds. I always talk about puffy clouds. They're the happy clouds. We get to choose what we think. My client this morning, well, this is how I feel, and why do I feel this way? It makes me sad. Well, ask yourself, why am I feeling like this? What part of me is sad? What is it that is making me feel this way? Am I afraid? What am I afraid of? Do I feel like I'm going to be abandoned? Is it triggering some kind of history? Well, it's just that I love who I'm with. I love us together. I love everything about this person. I'm so happy with it. But sometimes I think, I felt this way before. I really cared about someone and I felt happy and they said that they did too, and then they left me. I'm just afraid. And so I start thinking about all of these negative thoughts, and I said, you know, when you think about the negative thoughts, you create that. You make that energy go in that direction, and it stops you from moving forward. And what you're doing is you're sabotaging your relationship, because in all reality, the person that you're in love with loves you too. They chose you. You know what was so cool is I had a dream 2 nights before of my client. I saw her. I just saw the man that loves her choose her. He described her. He went looking for her. He put out an advertisement basically to the universe for this person. He wanted that person. And the way he described her was the way I saw her. And I knew, I thought I'm going to be hearing from her. And sure enough, she asked this morning, and we did this reading, and the issue was exactly that. I love this person. We're doing this together, and I'm so happy. I love everything about them. This person doesn't see themselves as they really are, because none of us do. We never see ourselves as others see us. And is so worried that this person's just doesn't really mean what they say. Oh, they're just saying that, and then they're going to leave me. Why would they just say that? That doesn't really make sense, does it? Why would they say that? Why wouldn't they just leave right now? I don't know, but someone has said this to me before in my life, and I trusted it, and then they left me, and I was crushed. Well, now you're bringing up the same fears. Have you said something to this person? Yes. What was their response? No, I'll never leave you. You're the love of my life. You're the one I chose. So then why don't you believe them? Why don't you trust them? Because I trusted someone once before. And what did the person say? The person said, I am not your past. I am not that person, and you are not my past. We're us. And this is real, and I'm here because I want to be. And I said, you need to trust what that person is telling you. Well, they don't really express their feelings. I felt stupid because I expressed myself. I was open and vulnerable, and I cried, and I feel like a crazy person, and the person probably thinks I'm a nut. No, that person has a difficult time expressing their emotions. You were open and vulnerable. That person sees you as a very strong individual that's doing everything on your own, and he actually feels kind of weakened that way, like you don't really need him. Well, now he's going to think I'm crazy. No, the exact opposite. He sees that how much you care about him, so much so that you're in anguish, worried that you might lose him. You matter that much to him, and when you show yourself vulnerable, you expose yourself that way, and you cry, he recognizes, wow, you know what? She's not as strong as I think she is. She's just like me inside. You don't see what he's like inside because he doesn't express his feelings. Well, that's another problem. He doesn't express his feelings. And I said, well, you know what? Let me show you something. And I gave her my dream. And I said, look, I wrote this dream down. She goes, did you write that down? And I said, yeah. I get up and when I write my dreams down, I said, but look when I wrote it 2 days ago. And I literally, in the dream, her name was given. She was described, and it was him describing her. And I said, notice how he put an advertisement out. He's looking for you everywhere. He wanted you. There were other ones like you, but their carpet was hard to stand on. It wasn't squishy and comfortable. He could have chosen any of those, that your carpet was the one that felt like home. It felt good to him, comfortable, nourishing, soft, gentle. I said, you reach a soft part inside of him that no one has been able to reach. I didn't have this dream for no reason. I said, I had this dream 2 nights ago. I knew what you needed to hear. Spirit knew, not me. Spirit knew what you needed to hear. That you were chosen by him, just like he was chosen by you. You need to release the fears that you're having, and you need to trust in the love that you have, because he has those same fears. And I posted something else. I said, somebody said hummingbirds. I think they call them hummingbirds because they don't know the words. Well, there's some people that have all the really good words, right? Writers that can sing great songs, and I have a friend that has eloquent words, but the actions aren't backing up the words. Actions speak a lot louder than words. I've coined a little phrase years ago. Sometimes people get lost in the words and they forget the feelings. Hummingbird doesn't need to know the words. Hummingbird just needs to feel the love and show it. The eyes speak millions of words. A hug says even more. Actions speak louder than words. This person doesn't tell you so much how he feels. He's a bit of a loner. He's got a protective hard shell. But you are open and expose your feelings to him, and you're vulnerable in front of him. That helps him feel safe with you. He shows you he loves you by what he does for you. He's supporting your work. He's doing this for you. It wasn't his dream, it's your dream. His dream is to be a carpenter and build these other things, but he's doing this with you. Yeah, well, he's just doing it because he feels bad. No, he's not. He's doing it because he loves you. He's showing you that he loves you. We show our love. We show our love. We feel love. I've always loved the strong, silent type, and I said, so do you. We're drawn to the same kind of person. I told her about how I saw the yarrow, and I saw the prickly thistle. I saw it on my trip everywhere I went. The prickly thistle on the outside, ouch, right? Ouch. You can't, some of them really hurt. Stinging nettles, right? Sometimes they might say the wrong things and it stings. They're not really good with their words. Sometimes they're not really good with expressing emotion in a kind way. But if you take the time to understand what's happened and why they are that way, and get down inside and find all of those amazing seeds that are so incredibly healing and valuable and nourishing and can do so much for you. Seeds that can sprout. Those seeds can sprout and grow into a lot more. And by you showing yourself, you're better at expressing yourself. So you cry. That embarrasses you. But to him, it makes him feel strong. He realizes, wow, you know what? She's not so tough after all. I can be her protector. It makes him feel strong, and it makes him feel like he wants to care for you. You're caring for him by saying in the words that you are, and by showing him how much you mean to him. Your tears show him how valuable he is. That's not wasted. That's amazing. I said, you know what? Deep down inside, you've got a very, very emotional man. He's afraid to show you those emotions because of things that have happened in his life, just like you went out on that branch, and that branch let you down and you fell. He's afraid to express himself. He's never been shown how, but you're showing him how. So happy thoughts. Raise your thoughts. Think about things in a different perspective. Don't focus on the sadness. Focus on what makes you feel happy. You have a choice. You can think, oh my gosh, he's going to think I'm crazy. He's going to leave. It's going to be over. None of that's even happened. You're creating that. So we need to create positive thoughts. We need to focus on what makes us happy. Does that thought make you feel good? No? Then stop thinking it. Choose to think something else. Well, it's hard to dig myself out of this place when blah, 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 blah. No, it's not. But if you tell yourself that over and over again, it's going to continue to be difficult. So you can say, and I've said it to her so often that she mirrored it. She goes, well, I need something to be happy about right now. And I said, that's right. And that's what we say to Spirit. Give me something to be happy about right now. Give me something. Show me something that I can be happy about right now. Well, I got a lot to be happy about right now. Right? There's a lot. I have a lot. I have that client that I love. I think she's amazing. If I lived closer to her, I would absolutely hang out with her. Her energy is awesome. She's like, oh my God, thank you so much. I really needed to hear all this today. I said, look at how he described you in my dream. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. And I said, but that's how I described you too. I was seeing you that way. Because that's how you really are. You don't see yourself as you really are. None of us do. Wow, thank you for feeling that way about me. I think you're that way too. See, doesn't it feel good to express yourself in that way? You have the ability to do that. That's a gift. All of a sudden turn things around and realize, you know what? No, I'm not a crybaby, and I'm not looking like a crazy person to him. I have the gift of being able to express emotions, my emotions, and my love to somebody who doesn't have that ability. That's a priceless gift. I'm actually a very precious person in his life. He knows how much he's loved by me. You can choose your thoughts, right? This makes you feel happy about other people as well. You can choose to see the bad in somebody. You can choose to see the good in somebody. Okay, well, he doesn't express his emotions. That sucks. I express my emotions. He shows you. He does this for you. He's supporting a dream of yours that isn't even his dream. That's your dream, but he supports you. He's doing that for you because he loves you. My dad used to say, you know, he was standing on his feet at work all day long, and I would go down and I would bring him some cherries, right? I'd stop by and bring in some cherries. And my mom would say, well, you love your shop. You're there all the time. And he says, I'm there all the time because I'm doing this for the family. I love doing my work. I love supporting my family. I love giving to my family. I'm doing this to show you how much I love you. Now, it doesn't replace the fact that we all need to hear that we're loved. We need to be shown we're loved more. This will help us have a better relationship with ourselves and with others if we try and focus on the good and bring happiness into the world by us being happy. How can I help my spiritual twin? By being happy. By keeping my energy happy. By choosing to see the happiness in things. By choosing to focus on the good. By not focusing on the bad. We all have bad that we can focus on. There's enough of that in the world. We need optimistic, positive people. That's why, like my friend said, I'm the ambassador of joyfulness and childlike innocence and play. I like being that ambassador. That's a pretty cool gift. I choose to hold on to that. Thanks, I like that. I'll be the ambassador of the child of the forest, of the happiness and light and the positive energy. Heck yeah. Right? Because when I feel happy like that, it's infectious, and other people feel that way too. So what can you think of that's happy right now? What can you do to send that happy energy out? Think about it. Make that your quest today. I don't think I want to talk about the Faerytale Oracle again today. I think we're done with the Faerytale Oracle. I choose to go to a different deck because, yes, we have lessons, and that was meant to come out. Spirit wanted that message to come out. But a lot of times these fairy tales are sad. Have you noticed that? Sad fairy tales. How come Bambi's mother got shot? How come the Lion King's father got pushed off a cliff by his rotten uncle? Right? How come Snow White had to prick her finger on a... Not Snow White. She ate the poison apple. How come... Who was the one that pricked her finger? I don't know. Whoever it was. Sleeping Beauty, right? How come that had to happen? It's always negative. They're lessons that we have to learn, yeah. But you know what? Let's go for something fun. Something positive. What is this? Trust your vibes. Okay. I'm trusting my vibes. My vibes are saying, you know what? Let's lift our energy in a positive. Let's focus on the positive. Okay. Trusting my vibes about going after something that I feel would be more positive and uplifting. Okay. So, we're going to go to Trust Your Vibes. It's interesting. This is a deck that I don't use often. I do trust my vibes. I follow them. Sometimes we have to listen. When we hear in our head, no, go back. And you don't know why, just do it. Go back. When I said to my father, when will my twin come home? And he said, he comes with crystals in his hands. I said I was going to go downtown. I got there. I went to my secondhand store. I said I was going to walk there and spend some time in Old Town. And then I thought, nah, time got away from me. I'm just going to go to my daughter's and forget it. I drive 3 blocks away and I hear go back. So I did. I didn't question it. Maybe I was going to meet somebody. I've been an island. Okay? Go to where there's music. The place where my old guitar teacher played music, he wasn't there. So the next place was this other place. Okay, I'll go by there and I'll see if they have really nice music. If the music is fun, I'll go. Although I don't like going into places like that by myself. But I'll do it because I'm going to break past a fear, right? A fear of going in by myself with no alcohol. I'm just going to do it. I go there. I meet a couple of people that are nice. I tell them, hey, I'm not interested in guys, because they're guys, right? There's somebody that I love. My heart is there. Haven't seen him in 4 years. 4.5 years, but I'm not interested in anything but just music. So if you're cool with that, I say that right out front, right? They're like, okay, we're cool with that. I dance and dance and dance. I break my fear. I get up there and dance in front of everybody without any alcohol in me, just water. I broke my fear, broke past the barrier of walking in by myself. I go to get water at the counter. During the reading before I went, I was holding on to that little acorn. Remember the acorn man, the green man of the forest? And I picked up the acorn in my hand, if you guys remember the reading. And I was holding it. He lost his crown. So I was picking up this little acorn and I said to myself out loud, where are you, my acorn man? Where are you, my green huckleberry fin of the forest? And that was the end of the reading. I walk up to the counter where the guy is standing to get water, right, one of the guys. And he says, don't ever call an Indian chief a crushed acorn. And I thought, whoa, Indian chief, my twins half Cherokee, right? Crushed acorn. Don't say this person is weak when they're not, is what I heard, right? Because he's not. And I said, what are you talking about? And he said, well, I told an Indian chief he was a crushed acorn, and he got pretty pissed off. What would you call an angry Indian chief? And I said, now think about that, right? I'm standing there with two men. And I look on the wall, and behind the wall it says, you know, the Angry Orchard drinks. That's the only kind of cider beer that I can drink, as long as it's cold. Angry Orchard, I like it, crisp apple. So I look on the back of the wall, and it says Angry Balls. It was a drink. And I said, an angry Indian chief, I'd call him Chief Angry Balls. And right then I feel this energy. And I turn, and there's my twin, sitting there at the table with crystals in his hands. I trusted my vibes. I drove around that parking lot, city block, 4 times. There were no parking spots. On the 5th time going around, 4 times I went around, no spots. 5th time I said, okay, clearly I'm not meant to go here. Right then a car pulled out. That's why I parked. I went in. Spirit led everything up to that. When will I see when will my twin come home, Father? The night before, I asked, before I went to sleep. And I literally heard, not in my dreams, I heard, when he arrives, he comes with crystals in his hands. That series of events that went on, I could have ignored my voice. I could have gone to my daughter's and not gone down the street. I could have gone to where my friend was playing music and then just left. I could have gone around that parking lot once and left. I could have gone around that parking lot twice and left, 3 times, 4 times. On the 5th time, I went in. I broke my fears. I had to do all the things I was meant to do. I had to listen to the voice that was telling me what to do. It was my higher self. Clearly, my twin soul and I are connected at the heart. We're psychically, telepathically communicating. He didn't know I'd be there. I hadn't seen him in 4.5 years, and there he sat. If ever there was a doubt, ever, who my twin was, which there never was in my heart, but if ever there was, to anyone else even, I can show you when I wrote that down in my dream. I wrote down that the next morning that I heard that before I went to sleep. When he arrives with crystals in his hands. And there he was. I got that message. Like when I asked that question and got that message, it wasn't that night, the next morning. It was probably 3 weeks before I asked that question and got that answer. But during the reading that day is when I got all this information, and then I followed it through. So sometimes we're given information, we're given clues, we're given guidance. I had something that I was to look for, right? I thought he's going to go to the gem show and he's going to come and show me crystals, holding crystals in his hands. No, he literally showed up with crystals in his hands. Like a brass knuckle ring, right? The brass knuckles going through like this, and a crystal here, a crystal here, and a crystal here. His hand was sitting on the table like that. That happened because I listened to what my higher voice said. Sometimes you don't know why we're told to do something, but Spirit wants us to trust our vibes. They're working with us behind the scenes. Correct neutrality on all levels. For those of you who chose Lily, and I did, take your time. Look at this. First of all, look at that. Look at the love flying high. Look at the passion between these two. Hearts on fire. Right up to the divine masculine. Love taking wings. Taking flight. Growth. Vibrational frequency. It's amazing. Look at the love growing here. Love is already here. It's exploded. Like a meteor shower. So take your time. Number 43. That's funny. That's how old my twin is. Take your time. Enjoy it. Look at that. This is awesome. You see the shape? This is the female shape. This is the male shape coming together to form one. Two. They're so much alike that they appear as one. Take your time. Enjoy this. Savor it. This is a beautiful time in your life. The time is now. Look at this. But enjoy every aspect of it. Don't want to rush through it. Allow yourself to feel the energy. Allow yourself to feel that vibration. You draw to you who you are. It's a beautiful feeling. Don't rush yourself. Don't wish to be perfect. Don't wish to have everything all right now in front of you finished, because you want to grow together. You want to enjoy this together. Take your time, savor it. We haven't had a lifetime together. We have energetically, but we haven't had time together. I want to take my time with you. I'm thinking about Your Body as a Wonderland. John Mayer's song, right? He sang about he's the girl that he loved. I want to take my time as I walk towards you up on the pillowcase. I'm not going to rush through something fantastic when you have an amazing dessert. Oh, right then. When I say, oh, you won't be able to see it. A giant blue heron just landed on my shore. When you have an amazing dessert, you want to savor it, right? You want to savor it. You want to enjoy every little bit of it. Take your time. 4 and 3, 7, you're on the right path, and it will exceed your expectations. Know it. You don't have to make rash decisions. If you don't feel this vibrational flow, if you don't feel this energy, you're not in the right place, right? You got to feel that energy. You don't feel it alone. Two have to be vibrating at that frequency to feel that vibrational frequency, right? You have to feel your vibration. You got to feel your vibes. You got to relax. You got to slow down so you can feel them, so that you can trust what you're getting. You're not going to feel your vibes if you're rushing around doing a gazillion things at once. If you're trying to beat deadlines, if you're focusing on all these different projects, how can you possibly pick up the vibes that someone is sending out to you if your focus is somewhere else? Slow down. If you're rushing, you're not going to pick up on the messages. It's kind of like the tortoise, right? They're a slow mover so that they can see all the details around. You don't want to rush by like a whirlwind and miss everything. It's like going to Disneyland and running through it. No. There's so many things to see. It's like me when I go on my quests. You guys, remember? I just left the house. I was in the back, like I just went down the driveway, and I get out of my car and I'm already videotaping because there's so much to see. That's why when I go on my quests, I could get to the place that I'm supposed, my destination, I could get there in a day, but it takes me 9 days to get there because there's so many things that I want to see. There's so much to enjoy. There's so much to experience. But if you go flying past it, everything becomes just a blur. Enjoy the weather. Enjoy the animals around you. Enjoy the feeling that you get when I'm feeling my twin right now. My solar plexus is spinning. It feels good. But right now, maybe maybe you're going at too fast of a pace because you're worried that you're not going to be able to fit it all in. You're not going to have the time. Right now, Spirit's saying, allow time to work in your favor. Use your time. Like right now, I said to my landlord, you know what I found out yesterday when I went to my, the tax lady? She looked at what my company was doing. Spirit told me for the longest time, you're being ripped off. And I thought, okay. She says, do you realize that they are taking more than half of what you make? That was then. They've just upped it another quarter. I said, so I'm basically paying them to work for them. She says, pretty much. I said, so I could just take one of my clients, do a reading for one of my own private clients, and then spend the rest of the day relaxing, slowing down, enjoying, taking care of me, and I would be making the same money? And she said, yep. Spirit knows what it's doing, right? So it's like, you know what? My clients can request me, and I'll go on when they request me, and I'll be there for them, but the ones that are there. But, you know, I'm going to use the time that I have in a way to relax me, to lighten my energy. I don't feel rushed and hurried and stressed out, you know, worrying about, my God, my phone's not ringing, my phone's not ringing. Nope. I'm relaxing. I'm going to allow it to work in my favor. I had the most beautiful call. My client's reading this morning. I loved it. It made me feel good. It made her feel good. She got the confirmation she needed. I mean, I could prove it. And I said, I know you know I don't lie. I don't lie. I don't always give her, you know, the perfect answer. Sometimes she doesn't like what she has to hear, but she knows I'm truthful. But I said, I'm going to send you this dream. I want you to see when I wrote this down and what he was looking at and how he sees you and what he was feeling. Because I gave her that dream after she got the reading, and everything that came out confirmed it. It was an amazing reading. She's like, wow. Okay, wow. Everything that we spoke about today was what was pretty much in that dream. You just have to look at it in symbolic terms. And I read it to her. And I sent it to her. And I said, now when you start feeling worried again and fearful of how he feels and of your relationship, read this. Look at the date. Remember when you and I talked 2 days later, and show how Spirit gave you this. That was an amazing call. Now, if that wasn't, that blows away 13 calls of people that are angry and calling in and wanting, you know, oh, well, I'm married and he's married, but, you know, is his wife going to find out? Or are we going to be able to do that? Ugh, that makes me want to throw up in my own mouth, right? So enjoy your leisurely time. Enjoy the time that you have in a leisurely way, right? If it's the weekend, stretch it out. Relax. No rush. There's stuff going on behind the scenes. My father led me to my twin. Now, we're not together right now. There's stuff going on in his life. I don't know what he's wrapping up or what he's doing, but we needed to connect like that. He grabbed my arm, touched my arm. It was good to see you. I needed to see him. I needed to know he was okay. I needed that. And my father knew that, and he needed to see me. We needed to connect like that. Our Father arranged that. There's no way. What are the chances? Oh, that was just a happy coincidence. No, it wasn't. Because, like I said, I left. I wasn't going, and I heard go back. I went around the block 4 times before I found a spot, and I was going to leave, and then someone pulled out. No, it was lined up exact. No one can make things like that happen except for Spirit. And what did I say yesterday? My arms are open. My heart is open. I'm ready to see you make windows where there once were only walls. Spirit can break down walls and open up windows. They know how to do it. They're working behind the scenes with us. Maybe there's things in your life that you are wanting to bring to fruition, your business, your whatever it is, and you don't see it and you're panicking and you're over analyzing and spinning your wheels and relax. If you've got confirmation that it's coming, it's coming. Allow it to happen. There are things going on behind the scenes. Things will start becoming evident, just like when I planted those seeds and it took a few days, but then the grass was up, right? Trust the vibes that you're getting. Even if you can't see it. Nobody believed me. They thought I was insane. My daughter thinks that this person isn't even real, right? He's not even real. My mom has this fantasy about this person she's conjured up. He is real. I trust my vibes. I know at the right moment, the right decisions will be made, and I'm not going to be pressured by anyone else to go in any other direction, and neither are you. Don't allow anyone else to pressure you to do something that you don't want to do. Like the king who wants his daughters to be married off to the appropriate elite people so that he can carry on the family, they can carry on the family name and do their duty. Trust your own vibes. Take your time doing what makes you happy. For those of you who chose the Japanese Foo Dog, the Guardian at the door, we're going to go to Mars and Venus. This is by John Gray. Women are from, what does it say? Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Well, in my case, I'm from Mars. And my twin's more from Venus. I've become more that way too. But on the outset, I'm the Aries, right? The goddess of war. And he's that loving, nurturing energy. But I have melded more towards the center. And now I have become, like Missy said, the crybaby, right? The two vibing together that create, that join together, the yarrow and the thistle that join together to become one. Sometimes that's why things don't come together, because we have to mellow. We have to loosen our stance on certain things, our belief systems, our way of looking at things. We mellow in our old age, right? We're not so cocky. We're not so hard-headed. We met 21 years ago this October. This is October, but at the end, Halloween. We're not the same people we were then. We're better. So for those who chose the Japanese Foo Dog, the Guardian, at 1 hour and 3 minutes, validate her feelings, gentlemen, when she's upset. Basically say, okay, I'm going to give you an example. Remember yesterday I was saying how, like she says, oh, he's going to think I'm crazy. And remember I said yesterday, sometimes my twin said to me, you're a little crazy. And I'm like, you're right. You know, I was acting crazy. But he did something, and he asked me for something, and I gave it to him, and he didn't respond. And what he asked for was difficult for me to give. It was very difficult, and I was embarrassed that I'd done it. And then I was mad at myself because when I gave it to him, he didn't even react. Nothing. I was so upset. And I said, you know, I'll never do that again. I can't believe this. I was so angry. And he said, wow, I think you're a little bit crazy. And I'm like, what? And I said, yeah, well, you make me crazy. And he said, no, I don't like it. I don't like it. Please do not contact me if you cannot be sane. I will never, ever forget that. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me? And I'm, of course, you know, we always would, I would say something, then he was saying something over top of me. So he's thinking one thing, I'm thinking another, right? I had no idea that he's at work, right? And he's probably getting a gazillion different emails. And that email got buried, right? The one that he asked me for something. And I'm flipping out, thinking that I had given him this, and I'm embarrassed because he doesn't even care, didn't even respond, and I'll never do it again. And oh, well, I've never done this for anyone else. And oh my God. And all of a sudden, I get this. after he just finishes saying, I think you're a little bit crazy. Please don't contact me if you cannot be sane. There's the helicopter, the orange dragonfly, seed of sexual energy and creativity and passion. So I'm sitting there like with tears pouring down my face, mad and embarrassed. And then all of a sudden I get an email and he says, oh, your email I just saw it. It's beautiful. Now I observe why you were angry. Now I observe why you were angry. I'm sorry. Validate her feelings when she's upset. He just called me crazy. Don't contact me unless you can be sane. Wow. Those are a little bit of harsh words, King of Swords, right? But, oh, I just saw. Now I observe why you were angry. So I was validated. And then it was over. It was fine and we moved forward, right? Tell him that you love him when he's upset. I love you. I love you. I love you. I may not be able to fix the situation. I may not be able to take away your tears, but I love you. Like the song that I put on my banner for my twin. My arms are open. I can't undo the pain. I can't uncry your tears. But I'm standing here. My arms are open. I love you. That makes it better. It doesn't undo what's going on. But I know I'm loved. Men need to know that. Men are often seen as the strong, silent type, right? Like my client's guy, pricklier on the outside, doesn't really express his feelings, like pretty much doesn't at all. I'm looking, is that an osprey or is that a, no, it's a, what are you? It's calling. I need to see it. It's calling. What are you? Can you hear it? It's a seagull. Freedom. Freely express yourself. This person is not able to freely express themselves. They stuff all those feelings inside. It's hard for them. They want to express themselves, but it's difficult. And here's somebody standing in front of them, crying because I love you so much, and the thought of losing you breaks my heart. Wow. Wow. I don't even know what to say. Do you think that that person looks at you and thinks you're weak for saying that and for having tears pour down your face? No. You've just told them that you love them. Whatever they've been upset about, it hasn't gone away. They still have to deal with that. But wow, I've got something pretty amazing in front of me right now. So it's kind of like when we got that about reach for the better feeling thought, right? Think happy thoughts. That's going to take his mind off of what's wrong. I'm not going to focus right now on that, what's wrong, because this person's standing here in front of me, telling me that I am loved. I'm thinking about that right now. All of a sudden, my thoughts have elevated. I've shifted. It didn't take away what's going on, but it makes it better. It makes it easier to bear. That's the kind of person that is worth giving up your freedom for choosing to be with. I'm not stealing your freedom away from you. I'm not stealing your thoughts. I'm not stopping you from enjoying your life. But I'm here when the shit hits the fan and when everything falls apart. I'm a place that you can allow yourself to be vulnerable, and you know that you won't be taken advantage of. Why? Because I love you. That's freaking huge, people. That is the one that's worthy of sacrificing whatever, right? Wow, I just got another one. Tell him it's not your fault. Everything went to hell. I tried so hard and I got so far and it all fell apart. It's not your fault. You are not in control of everything in the world. Sometimes spirit pulls the plug on a project because it wasn't going to be in your highest good and you couldn't see it. You thought that this was a good idea. You thought that that was the most important thing, but spirit was showing you that the most important thing wasn't that. It's not your fault. It happened in the highest good. Other people had to do with had something to do with that. Other people are blaming you for something. They are not listening to what you have to say. They only hear their aspect of it. But I'm here to tell you, you know what? It's not your fault. So don't take it on. It's not your fault. You know when you're walking through the mall and somebody smashes into you? I always say, oh, I'm sorry. A friend of mine said, why do you say that? Don't say you're sorry. You didn't do anything. It's not your fault they bumped into you. You can say, oh, pardon me. Excuse me. It's not your fault. A lot of times we carry other people's shit. We think it's our fault because they say it is. Tell him, it's not your fault. Other people interfered. Other people said and did this. They lied. And because of that, you thought this. And because of that, you made this choice. It's not your fault. Take her side when she's upset with someone. Okay. Yeah, but my wife did something wrong. But she's upset. Why is she upset? What happened? So you say, just like my mother said to me in my card, you will never let me down. I will never be disappointed with you. I am always here for you. I'm always on your side. Sometimes we say, you know what? I can understand why. This is the worst. Somebody does something. There's a problem. The person in your life is upset. And you say, well, I can understand why they feel that way. Really? Thanks. Okay, how about saying, I'm sorry that you're upset. I'm always on your side. Now, when things calm down, why don't we take a look at this? Why did it happen? What happened? This, and this. Oh, that sucks. I can understand why you feel this way. But you know what? If we look at it from their side, they also are looking at it in a different way. So, shit, that sucks, right? We've got to come to a compromise or a middle ground here, but I want you to know I am always on your side. I'm your biggest supporter. We need to know that someone is always on our side. Doesn't mean everything you do is right, and I support that action. I want you to know, no matter what, I'm on your side. I'm on your side when you fuck up. I'm on your side. I'm your partner. I'm your teammate. We're on each other's team. Spirit, we make mistakes, right? All the time. But Spirit is always on our side. The universe is always on our side. We need to know that. This goes both ways. Take his side when he's upset with someone. I'm always on your side. Even if I think that you know that song? What is it? Drops of Jupiter? What's better than sitting there with your best friend who always takes your side, even when they know you're wrong? I'm always on your side, even when I know you're wrong. That's priceless. All right, you guys, that's it. 1 hour and 13 minutes. I'm going in for brekkie, and then I gotta go figure out what I can get for my little chicken. Right? What can I get for my chicken to eat? We did the Foo Dog, we did the Chaise Lounge, we did Lily, we did the carpet. Yeah, we did them all. All right, Mama's Chicken, I'm asking Spirit right now to show me what you need to eat, and we'll figure it out, because I trust that they will bring it to me. Love you guys.